What is good, everybody? It's your boy Hemi Boy Kelvo back at it again with another update. I know it's been a year. I know I said I was gonna be more consistent, but trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this video because I don't know if you can see, got a little something on here on the chair, but if I step to the right one more time, yeah, you know what those are. This video is gonna be a good video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, give me a follow, man. We're gonna be having juicy updates, good content. The content that's not too crazy, but just enough to say, you know what? Maybe I need to go buy a Dodge. Stay tuned, man. Let's get into it. Today's video is a very special video. Today is pre-install day. We are going to be getting a long tube headers FRP Flying Ryan Performance camshaft full MDS delete kit installed on a 2022 Dodge Charger RT Blacktop Edition tomorrow. Not next week, not next month, tomorrow. Now, I know it's been a long time since I've last uploaded a video for you guys, and I said I was going to be consistent and I was going to have content dropping. Now, it is my fault. A lot of stuff has happened. 2026 has been a crazy year. I mean, the year started off with somebody trying to steal the Hemi, shattered the windshield. Thankfully, we had the good security measures, took care of everything, got the car back on the road. But what you didn't see in some of the uploads, I installed a 309 limited slip differential out of a scat pack into the car. Bought the limited slip differential brand new. All the parts that's going on for this build are completely brand new. Hence why I've been grinding for the last, let's call it a year, okay? The thing when you're building a car, you gotta make sure don't cut corners. If you're gonna do a cam kit, get the full cam kit. Don't just get the cam shaft, all right? If you're gonna get headers, make sure you're tuning it. Don't just drive the car, right? That's not to say I'm not rich by any means, okay? I don't got it like that. Hence why I said I've been grinding the last year, right? Went ahead and got the 309 limited slip differential. Shout out to a firm because, hey, sometimes it be like that. Paid that off, cool, we moved on to the next one. Went ahead and I also added in some Z26 Street Warrior drilled and slotted rotors and pads all around on the car, right? Wanted to make sure with the build that we had the right power to stop everything, all right? The OEM brakes on Dodge Chargers, one, the car is heavy. Everybody knows that. Two, the brakes aren't the best. They told me I needed brakes and rotors around anyway. Might as well go ahead and upgrade while we're in there. Came out a little bit cheaper still. But, right, I'm going to get into what the parts are. I'm going to get into why I built the car the way I built it, why I chose the parts I chose, and what to expect out of this Charger. And trust me, it's going to be a lot of mad GT, SS, and scat packs out there when we're done with this build. Let's get into it, man. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this. What we have here, we've got the 1 3/4 silver ceramic coated long tube headers by JBA. Now, the reason I went with these headers in the selection, right? You got to keep in mind, when you're building a car, you don't want to just do an Instagram copy paste build, right? Everybody's like, get a burble tune, get a flame tune, the pops, crackles, underground, yada, yada, yada. I didn't want to do none of that, all right? I'm building a street car, and this is also my daily. So I need to keep reliability in here while also drivability, you know? Winters, different things like that. I'm riding this car. Rain, snow, sunshine, it is what it is. The reason I went with these here, okay, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with a boost build in the future. As of right now, all I know is I'm building a naturally aspirated car. And with that in mind, I chose to go with the 1 3/4 long tube headers. I want all of my parts working together efficiently, and I want them to be getting the right synergy. Make them work together, not work against themselves, right? A lot of people throw the biggest cam in there, the biggest, 7/8 long tube headers, and that's cool if that's what you want to do. The way that I went with this is a daily driver, and I want it to be reliable, and I want it to be fun, and I want it to be still drivable at the same time. If you're looking for a car that's still going to be your daily, that's going to make good mid to high range torque and power, you're gonna want to go with a set of 1 3/4 over a set of 1 7/8. Now, if you're looking to get the best, biggest numbers, max horsepower, and you don't really care about practicality out of it, go ahead and get the 1 7/8, especially if you're thinking about slapping on a Whipple, Magnuson, or any type of boosted application. So for right now, I went ahead and went with the 1 3/4 because that's what I'm doing right now, all right? This is going to give me good RPM range from the mid-range to the high end. We all know that Hemis fall off on the top,
So with these, the car is going to be breathing better. And also, if you couldn't tell, I'm sure you know they're ceramic coated. That's going to help with cooling, more airflow, and all the right things. I'm going to be posting where I bought all these parts from in the description below. Grab these off of American Muscle. And now the thing about these headers, like I said, it's a daily driver. I'm sacrificing a little power on this build because I'm not deleting the cats. For all of you guys that want to stay somewhat emissions compliant, even though you're going to be tuning and modding and you don't want that headache, grab yourself a pair of these. So like I said, this is going to hook up to your factory catalytic converters on the car. You're going to sacrifice a little power, but when it comes to tuning and check engine lights and things like that, me personally, I don't like lights on my dash. So if I can avoid it, then I will. These are going to hook right up to my factory cats. I'm not deleting them. I'm going to keep the car as, we're going to call it an OEM plus build, but it's not going to be OEM at all. So that's why I went with these headers. These ran me about, I want to say, let's just call it was $1,375 roundup. You're looking at about $1,400 for these long tube headers. JBA as well. Chose JBA over BBK just because I heard some of the exhaust gaskets, when you're sealing them, they're leaking or you get problems needing to retighten. I've heard nothing but great things about JBA, so I'm looking forward to hearing the tone and just the overall performance increase of everything. Awesome. So we're gonna move on over to the goodies over here, okay? Let's start up at the top. Inside the box, you've got a, you have to purchase this separate. I got this from American Muscle as well. The Mishimoto 180 thermostat. You wanna make sure that that car is running cooler. So drop those thermostat temps a little bit, keep everything going so that the ECU doesn't start pulling power. 180 thermostat. Now remember, when you're putting a 180 thermostat in, you need to tune the car. Otherwise your fans are not gonna kick in when they should, 20 degrees lower with this here. So make sure you get it tuned. Inside the box, these are all the brackets, mounting hardware, O2 sensors that go along with these long tube headers. So super excited for that. Went ahead and I think it's my fault. I actually threw the JBA box away. So the exhaust gaskets that were in there, from what I heard, they weren't the best anyway. I went ahead and went to Summit Racing and put these up for about 60 bucks. I've heard nothing but good things about Remflex, all right? Some of the best exhaust gaskets that you can get to seal your headers. Really good, doesn't need to be retorqued, stops leaks. And yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. But this is where things get exciting, right? The gap sauce, the walk sauce, whatever you want to call it. This is what's going to put me in the game. This is what's going to put me in that ballpark area where a stock Scat Pack, the GTs and the SS Camaros, y'all going to be very surprised to see a 5.7 Hemi pulling on the side of y'all and hanging with you, despite the weight difference. So I went ahead and I went and got the entire... I went and got the full MDS Delete kit from Flying Ryan Performance, and the camshaft that I chose was the Mark 82. A lot of people say either the Tomahawk or I believe it's the Tomahawk 2.0, the Mark 82, or the Titan. So if you're looking for a bigger chop, and like I said, are you building a quarter-mile car, half-a-mile car? Are you building a dig monster, a roll race? You know, this is a daily car. So the Mark 82 offered the best performance between daily drivability as well as mid-range to high-range torque, power gains, and the smooth delivery of it all. So this camshaft kit comes with all the gaskets, water pump timing, valve timing, upgraded push rods, springs, crank bolts, MDS delete plugs, Hellcat lifters, OEM Hellcat Mopar lifters, and then the camshaft itself, the Mark 82 cam. So this camshaft is basically going to give you excellent power from, let's call it like 2,500 up to about 6,100 RPMs. So when you're upgrading a valve train, you're getting a full push rod, springs, retainers, all of that good stuff. Once you get your tune, you're going to be able to change your shift points a little bit higher because you're going to be making more power, right? So we got the full kit in here. That Mark 82 camshaft is going to be a sleeper. So the behavior and mannerisms of this car is going to be very much a OEM RT plus, okay? So long tube headers, camshaft, lifters, 309 LSD. I also forgot to mention that I got a tuned cold air intake by Engine. So right now the car is running the 309 LSD, the engine code, their intake, and a J&L oil separator untuned. So you can kind of call it like a FBO, untuned FBO. Some people wouldn't consider it FBO because I didn't do a 6-4 intake manifold swap or the what do you call it? The full catback exhaust system. The 2022 RT came with an active exhaust in a blacktop edition, so it's already got that growl and bigger pipes than a normal RT. So that was good enough for me because one, I don't need no super duper loud car. It's a daily driver. So keeping that active exhaust active with the tune lets me to tone it down to, you know, when I put it in sport or whatever, open up the pipes fully, then you will really hear this setup. But basically, I'm gonna be building a mini scat pack. Should have about 485 closer. Yeah, should be running about almost 485 to the crank like a scat pack, if not a little bit higher. The difference between the scat pack and me is one, the scat pack has a 6.4 and I'm in a 5.7. There's gonna obviously be more torque and power deliverance in that 6.4 because of the displacement versus the 5.7. But here's where I'm gonna get the up and up on a scat pack. From a 40 roll or a 60 roll, these cams, this cam and these long tube headers, they're going to instantly put me in a power because I'm making a power immediately from 3,000 RPMs all the way to 6,100. So this car is going to pull and it's going to continue to pull and pull and pull. Second and third gear is going to be ridiculous in this car, okay? So with that in mind, I'm going to shift more aggressive, have more customized and tune and bark than a scat than what they're currently coming with from the factory. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why didn't you just go buy a scat pack if you obviously had enough money to afford this? I paid my RT off. You know, I was very blessed to be able to get that taken care of, and like, you know, the way that it came and it fell in place, I was able to get the RT paid off. I don't know if you know about the economy and seeing the gas pumps, but I'm not too interested to jump right back into a car note. So yeah, the money that I spent on all my parts, I could have went and traded my RT in. It only had like 40,000 miles on it. I could have got a good price, walked it down, had a small car note, but I didn't want to note anymore. So I went the built route. Who knows? Maybe I'll still smack a Hellcat blower or forge the engine on it. Maybe I'll pull this out and just drop a normal 6.4 in it one day. Who knows? Regardless, this is what I built and this is why I built it. So with that in mind, this build is going to be ridiculous. Like, right? You're going to be going neck to neck with scat packs. You're going to be going neck to neck with Mustang GTs. I'm not sure, depending on the year, because those 10 speeds are ridiculous. But the 8-speed is no joke either, especially when you got it tuned right? When you're building a car, make sure you build it the right way. That's all I got to say, man.
So as I wrap this video up, a couple things I want to mention with this build, or any Hemi build, really. One, gearing matters. And that's going to touch back on to the quarter mile, half a mile roll racing, digs, things like that. I've got a 309. Depending on your year of Hemi and what you're doing, you may need a Get Rag 306. Or you may need a 390, 391. There's even a 372, I think, that comes in manuals. I don't know. But if you're going to go for that 390, you're definitely building a drag strip or like a get up out of there quick. You're going to get all the oomph in your acceleration, but your top end is going to suffer. Once you get to the top, depending on the type of race you're doing, somebody may be able to catch up to you, like a 262 in a Hellcat or, you know, something like that. So I think the 309 was the best balance for what I was doing, daily driving, as well as just, you know, everyday cruising in a car. So make sure you get your gearing on point. Make sure that you don't shortcut and take any corners against what you're buying. If it takes a little bit longer to get it done, buy the parts right, okay? And what I forgot to mention again, all the parts came from American Muscle, Summit Racing, and then I actually bought the kit for the camshaft off of Flying Ryan's performance page. A lot of these places offer financing too, so, you know, however you do it, that's how you do it. But yeah, man, everybody's build is special. Everybody's build is different. Do what you like, man. Do what makes you feel happy. Do what you think is going to work for you. Respect your build. Love your build. Whether you're starting from a V6, whether you're in an RT like me, even for all the big boys up there in the Hellcats and the Scat Packs, Demon 170s, TRXs, whatever, bro. Love what you got. Own it. You're not going to see me up badging this car. And I forgot to mention the name of the build. I don't know if you know, but on the side of my RT, I have custom badges. And those badges are of Super Saiyan Goku Rose. Super Saiyan Goku Rose Black. Or Black Goku. Super Saiyan Rose. Whatever. So the theme of the build is kind of like that midnight metallic granite for the car color, as well as like a pink because of the Goku Rose. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Goku Black. I thought the character was awesome. I think it's very fitting for this kind of a sleeper build that I'm going. Because I'm keeping the resonators, because I'm keeping the mufflers, because I'm keeping the cats. This car is definitely going to sound not stock because of the cam and the headers, but you're not going to really be able to place it. Is it a scat? But it's got RT badges. I'm not going to up badge. Just pull on the side of it and see what it do then. That's all I can say. But hey man, thank y'all for tuning in on this video. I'm gonna definitely drop in before we get the installation and everything. I'm gonna do the last stock cold start, and then the first startup once we pick the car up. It's gonna be good, man. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything I may not have answered, drop it in the comments below. I'll get to you. But until then, peace, love, and be safe out there, y'all.